Welcome to the Responsive Website Design with Bootstrap, a self-paced course from Coding Bootcamps, found at coding-bootcamps.com. I'm Hannah Mace. And a little about me. I had a long history in the art community, and then I found software engineering, and what really drew me was how creative you get to be. It really is its own art form, and every language is, a different medium to paint with. I love that. It's so much fun, and I just love sharing how fun I think it is with other people. So I hope that we get to learn a little bit this course. The synopsis for this course will be as following. We'll first have a Bootstrap overview, which is an introduction to what Bootstrap is, where it comes from, what it's good for. Then we will get into file structure, basically just understanding boilerplate code for your files so that everything works as it should from the beginning before you do anything to it. Then we will talk about the grid system. This is how to physically display items on a web page, and in this instance, it would be in a grid. We will then do an overview of the CSS, which is where most of our styling will come from. Then, after that, we will talk about typography, which is just different text and how we can display them. After typography, we will get into tables, which is an easy way to display information on your web page. After tables, we'll talk about forms, which is where we directly interact with user input and we store that information for later use. After forms, we'll talk about buttons. There are a plethora of different buttons that we can use. After buttons, we will get into images. After images, we'll talk about the helper class, which is where things will get a little bit more technical. And then we'll end the class talking about Bootstrap 4's new features. So a prerequisite to this class is that if you are not familiar with HTML or CSS already, it is highly recommended that you take this class. Found on learn.coding-bootcamps.com. It's under Introduction to HTML and CSS Programming, because we will not be spending much time going over the basics of either of those.